Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoiint and these are the INZONE H9s, the latest wireless gaming headset from Sony. They work with the PlayStation 5 and PC, have Bluetooth capability, active noise cancelling and up to 32 hours of battery. But how do they sound, and are they any better than the Pulse 3Ds and some of the other gaming headsets out there? Well, I'll get these unboxed and set them up, and then we'll talk about the features, pros, cons and whether they are worth buying. I'll also do a mic test and compare it to some other headsets. And if you enjoy seeing gaming or PS5 content from me, drop a like on the video as it really does help me out. Right, so here's the box, and as far as branding and colours go, this is totally different to what we've seen from Sony or PlayStation before. I like the all purple vibe that they've gone for here. It clearly looks like a gaming headset but still looks clean. Inside the box it comes with a 1.5 meter USB-A to USB-C cable, and this is what we'll use to charge and update it. Then there's a little box with all of the manuals, setup instructions and some stickers. Next is a USB dongle, and we'll use this later to connect the PlayStation 5 or the PC to the headset. And then finally we've got the headset itself, which is the first thing we're going to look at. Now, although these are marketed and branded as a Sony gaming headset rather than a PlayStation 5 headset, they still have a PS5 style about them. So the black and white design means they'll easily fit into your PS5 setup as well as any PC setup. And I think the colouring works really well. I mean, normally I would go for an all black headset, but these look nice in white. Pair this headset with a white DualSense or the original PS5 console and it looks awesome. Now I normally have the black plates on the PS5, but for today's video I have swapped back to the white ones, and I always forget just how good it looks in white. And holding the headset in one hand, they feel really balanced. I mean, some headsets feel bulky and heavy, while others feel just too light and cheap. And that's down to the hard plastic that's being used on the cups in the frame rather than metal. Now the inside of the headband is really soft with this large padded area, but I couldn't see any information on their website what the fabric is, but I would say it feels like a synthetic leather. Now you'll notice that the ear cups themselves are more of an oval shape rather than round, and I think they resemble a pilot's headset. But what I like about these ear cups is the fact that they can actually rotate. So unlike the Pulse 3Ds which are fixed, these can be laid flat on your table when not in use or placed around your neck. But the ear cups themselves are soft and provide loads of padding for your ears. Now, even though the headset does work on PC, today I'm going to be using this on the PlayStation 5. And to set them up, we just take the USB dongle that it comes with in the box and flick the little switch on the side from PC to PS5. Now all we need to do is plug that USB into the front or the back of the PlayStation 5 and it will automatically connect to the headset. And that's it, we are now good to go. Once it's connected, you'll see the front of the USB as well as the headset will now light up white. Now looking around at the buttons, they are split between both sides. So on the left side we have the USB-C ports for charging and updating it. Next to that is an NC and A and B button for noise cancelling. This means while gaming you can easily tap and switch between ambient or noise cancelling, which is an incredible feature. Then there's the volume wheel. Now this does not lock at the top and bottom, it's just free spinning. But it's awesome that when you're actually using the volume wheel on the headset, it will also show up on the PS5 screen as well. So as you adjust the volume, it will show up on your TV. And then we've also got the microphone on the side that rotates up and down when you need to use it. And on the right side we have the game and chat button, and this lets you control the balance between both options. So whether you want to hear more of your party chat or your in-game sound, it can all be done from the headset. Then there's a Bluetooth button, which when you press it will allow you to pair this with your phone or your laptop. Now when it's in normal wireless mode, the LED on the side will shine white, but when you're using the Bluetooth option, it turns blue, which is a pretty cool feature. And finally we've got the power button, so you just press and hold this to turn it on or off, and it will also beep once it's connected. So let's talk about the microphone on the H9s. And as you can see, there's an external boom mic on the side, and this can be moved up and down, and it's flexible enough to be positioned pretty much anywhere that you need it. Now this mic is not removable, so it is permanently attached, but it also acts as your mute button for the mic. So as there's no physical mute button on the headset, you just move the microphone up until you hear it click, and then move it down again to unmute it. Now this is a feature that I've seen on the Astro headsets before, and it is one that I really like to use. It's just so easy to flick it down while chatting to your mates, and then up again if you need to sneeze or chat to somebody else in your room. And it even shows you the mute icon on the PlayStation 5 when you use it, just so you know it is definitely muted. Unfortunately though, you cannot mute the headset from the DualSense controller, so this is the same as the Pulse 3Ds. It's strange though because the mute button does work on other headsets like the SteelSeries range, and you would expect it to work with Sony's own headsets. And as for the mic quality, well this isn't something you often hear yourself, but it's still important to talk about if you're using it for online gaming. The noise cancelling on the mic is decent, it's not the best that I've heard, but it's still great at reducing most noises in the background. Well, here's a couple of tests to give you an idea of what the mic quality sounds like. So this is a test on the Sony INZONE H9 headphones, and there's no noise in the room at all. So this is my pure voice talking to you now, and it gives you an idea of what the audio quality sounds like from this microphone. So this is the next test I want to do, and I've actually got the TV on behind me, and it's actually quite loud, so if you were in the room now, you'd be struggling to talk over it. But this should give you an idea of what the noise cancelling is like on this microphone, and whether you can pick up the background noise from the TV. So if I go quiet now, you should be able to hear that. And just by comparison, this is a test with the Pulse 3D headset, the Sony official headset, to again give you an idea of what that microphone audio quality sounds like. Okay, so this is a test on the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pros, to give you an idea of what the microphone audio quality sounds like. So over the last year, I've used 5 or 6 headsets, ranging from cheap to expensive, and these really do sit right in the middle. For the price, you would expect them to be good, but they are clearly better than the Pulse 3Ds, which are probably one of the most obvious headsets to compare them to. The sound is fuller, has more bass, and the detail is noticeably better. It just feels like a very well balanced headset. They also support 360 spatial sound, and while I was playing Warzone, I could pinpoint exactly where the enemies were. Sure, most headsets can do this, but it was clear and not lost within the other sounds in the game. The same goes for explosions or engine noises in Gran Turismo. The bass is there, but it's not muddy or excessively bassy. I'd say it's more focused on the mids and the highs rather than the lows, which isn't a bad thing for a gaming headset. And as you're using them, you can control the audio levels through the headset itself, and you will see this on screen too. So whether that's the volume controls or the in-game chat to game balance, you can do that on screen. And then you've got story-driven games where you really want to feel immersed within the story, so games like The Last of Us Part 1. Now as you're walking around and you're listening to the ambient noises, you can really tell just how detailed this headset is. So the little NC button lets you toggle between 3 different modes. You can either have the noise cancelling mode on, which lets you block out the background noise in your room. You've then got ambient sound on, and that pumps the ambient noise into the headset. Or you can turn both modes off and have it completely normal. And this is all controlled via the little noise cancelling microphones on the outside of the headset. Now I was genuinely really impressed with just how good the noise cancelling worked. It's not deafening like I've had on the Apple Pro Max headset, but it is decent. You'll still be able to hear the background noises in your room if you're not listening to anything through the headset, but as soon as you're gaming, it does a really good job of reducing those sounds. I could quite easily sit here playing my game and not be able to hear the TV behind me. So out of the box, the headset does sound great, but unfortunately when using it with the PlayStation 5, there's no option to adjust or edit the EQ settings. This is something that we saw with the Pulse 3D, so at launch you could not edit the EQ settings, but at a later date they did actually add this and you can now do it on the PlayStation 5. Now of course, if you want to use this headset with PC, you will be able to take advantage of the INZONE Hub software instead. This unlocks the full capability of the headset and gives you full control over the EQ settings and available presets. Now the software does look awesome, but unfortunately it is limited to Windows, so if you're using a MacBook like myself, you will not be able to install it. So not only do the H9s work with a 2.4 GHz wireless dongle, they also have Bluetooth built in. This means they will connect to your phone, laptop or TV without needing to use the USB receiver. But not only that, you're able to listen to the Bluetooth audio from your phone at the same time as the wireless audio. So you could be playing games or chatting with your mates on the PlayStation while listening to music or even taking phone calls via Bluetooth. When it comes to the comfort of the INZONE H9s, these are one of the comfiest headphones that I've used. So the band on the top has this nice padded cushion and it sits on your head, and then the ear pads are really soft. And as the ear cups rotate, you can easily adjust them to fit just right and snug over your ears. And when it comes to adjusting the headset, it is really easy. All you need to do is pull the band up or push it down, and it will now hold it in place. Now as this is a wireless headset, it will obviously need charging. A full charge will take you a few hours, but once done you'll see up to 32 hours of use. But if you pick them up one day and realise they are completely flat, well a 10-minute charge will give you 1 hour of use. Now it comes with a USB charging cable in the box. You plug one end into the front of the PlayStation 5 and the other end into the headset. But you can also still use them while charging, so as long as you've got another USB port available on your PlayStation 5, you can plug the dongle into that and still charge it at the same time. Now looking around the headset, there is no battery indicator on the headset itself, but it does show up on the PlayStation 5 dash, so you can see when it needs to be charged. And as for comparing it to the other INZONE headsets like the H3 and the H7s, well the main difference between the H7 and the H9s include the noise cancelling feature and the leatherette ear pads instead of cloth, but those two features are pretty much it. The H3s on the other hand are the cheapest ones in the range. These are the wired ones instead of wireless, and they don't have Bluetooth or noise cancelling. They are also a lot cheaper looking, but they are a nice entry level headset. So the final question is, are the H9s worth buying? Well, they are listed at £220 to £250, or about $298. Now that is a lot for a gaming headset, but with these features that we've covered today, I think it's just about worth it. So if you're after a headset that works with the PlayStation 5 and PC, as well as having Bluetooth capability, wireless, a long battery life, and decent sound, these are a good buy. The only real downsides that I can see is that the mute button doesn't work on the controller, although the flip up to mute mic is fine for most people. But then also there's a lack of EQ settings when using it on the PlayStation 5. Now if you're coming from the Pulse 3Ds, these will feel like a huge step up in terms of quality and comfort, but again that lack of EQ settings could put you off. But if you don't think you need the noise cancelling feature, I would go for the H7s instead. These are the better buy, plus they are £40 to £50 cheaper. Now this is my first INZONE product that I've reviewed on the channel, but it forms part of a bigger range from Sony. So you've obviously got the 3 headsets, but you've also got the monitor as well. And it's definitely got me thinking that I do want to check that monitor out just to see how good it is. So I think over the coming weeks or months, I will try to get my hands on that and feature it on the channel. Now if you go ahead and drop a gaming headset in the comments, I will give you a thumbs up for staying right till the end. And if you did enjoy today's video, check out my best PS5 accessories video next. Thanks for watching, please like, sub and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Until next time.